on to make, and these are not true scrolls because I'm only going to go down about halfway. I'm not going around. The only time you got stuff that had really fancy scrolls on there, they were gifts or wedding pieces or something like that, or the really rich got them, because all this stuff right here is really utility stuff. There's not a whole lot of decorations done to it. They just didn't spend that much time on it. I'm just using a pin to mark it up. Again, I don't know which way I'm going to take it. I want to make sure that my markings, the fishtail markings I put on there are up. So I went ahead and just slightly bit it so when I come out of the fire I know which way I just really go to it. I'm not doing a major scroll, so I really don't want it too hot. So maybe a little hotter than that. I didn't take that. I know, I took it out. Unfortunately, around the part of my hand. Stop right there, brush it, tool it. I got it. On the other end, do the same thing.
Lonnie, I just found out what you had for breakfast.
You just talked to Ken Hepworth,
Yeah.
Paula, yeah.
He said hello and he's sorry he's missing the meeting, but he's on the way to Maine.
I just sat there and all of a sudden here come through the door comes Kent and Paula, you know. And Kent didn't see me and I hollered at Paula and she saw me. Kent come around and he said, "You gonna be here for a while?" I said, "Yeah, let's have breakfast together."
Where were they headed?
Maine.
He's going up to the ACE.
Blade conference up there?
Yeah. It's about the same thing as the Bats and Blade Symposium, except it's at the New England School of Metalwork.
Yeah. He's done a lot of video in here for the last few years.
Yeah, he said he's coming to. He's not going to go to the Tana Hill this year, but when he gets to Quad State, he's not going to be videoing. He's ready to watch something instead of spending all his time videoing.
Yeah, that's the problem. You get caught up in the video. But I will say one thing, you know, Appalachian area coming up, we're working hard on their conference. In fact, we're going to have a meeting after this is over with today, and we're going to be counting on a lot of y'all to help. I'll let Mitch talk about that a little bit more later. We are having a conference. It's going to happen.
When's it going to be?
Next year, next spring. It's going to be in Murfreesboro. Promises to be a real good one. It'll be our first conference. We're going to be on a learning curve, but we're going to do the best we can. And this is something we've been promising for the last 10, 12 years. I don't know. It's a long time. This is what we set our money aside for years ago to do.
Well, we also have Madison Conference.
Madison's coming up. It will not conflict with the Madison Conference. Some of y'all may not know that the president of North Carolina died a few months ago, and North Carolina is the host. But his wife has stepped up. She did all the work anyway. Doesn't that the way wives do? And everybody loves Cindy, so it's going to happen. I'm not sure what really happened to Jimmy. I know he had surgery and he ended up getting
real good thing to go to is to go to their meeting at Big Blue the third weekend in March every year.
Yeah.
Dean always puts on a good usually has the Big Blue crew do something and has somebody else come in too.
This is where I usually stop at, over in that area right there. I want to bend this in here that I've already got made. It's got the hose in it, so
Yep.
we'll leave it.
You got it.
And we'll move on to the rod and to the candle pans and to the candle cups and start assembling. I want to bend this one real quickly, so I won't say a whole lot. Lonnie, you're doing great. When's the hot dog's gonna be ready?
No idea. I'm just glad I can see again. I'm sorry. Oh, I fired with one. It just, the wind just hit it just right. It's alright. I walked out and forgot my safety glasses.
Never forget your safety glasses. You always need your safety glasses even if you're an observer.
I wasn't planning on working.
I said even if you're an observer, you need your safety glasses.
Yeah, we've learned that the hard way, haven't we?
We have. The last 2 times I've gotten something in my eye, I've gotten it in there with my safety glasses on. So I'm a firm believer of wearing them whether I need them or not. I took the safety glasses. Very fortunate. One of my scouts there. I got his number on my phone. I just heard, Rick, I need help.
And he says, what have you done now?
Huh?
And then he says, what have you done now?
Yeah, he's pretty good. I've only done it twice in like 10 or 12 years. Yeah. No, it's waiting on nothing. I had an accident over at John Campbell. Coming out, some of y'all know where the tool room. I was coming out of the tool room and I fell and I hit a piece of steel sticking up out there high. And landed right here. And I'm on Plavix, you know, so my whole stomach turned black. And then I was okay for the next 4 or 5 days, I hurt, and then it got worse and worse and worse. And we got a doctor in our group. He's a cardiologist. He took a look at it and he said, I think you bruised your liver. Well, I didn't want to hear that, and that's what I ended up doing, is bruising the liver, and then it got infected.
Oh my goodness.
But there's nothing like seeing the bottom feeders in Chattanooga on Saturday night at 11 o'clock in the emergency room. There are a lot of bottom feeders out there.
There's a first aid company that puts out an eye magnet. It's a little magnet on a little long stem,
Yeah.
and it's got a loop on the other end, and you get a piece of scale in your eye.
First time I got it on there,
lift it right out.
it took me about 45 minutes to get to his office because I had the scouts with me and I had to get them all bundled up and get in the car. And the time I got there, it already corroded and embedded, so they ended up, you had to dig it out, then you had to buff the eye. If you never had your eye buffed,
Don't do that again.
don't want to do that again. There's no pain or anything associated with it. It's just the idea that you hear this high-speed bumper wheel coming at your eyeball. It sounds like a hornet coming in there. But it's
You don't want somebody playing in your eye with a Dremel tool.
no,
That's just what it looked like.
yeah. And he was very honest. He said, well, it's going to look bad. Okay, that finishes the bottom of crossbar. I want to now make the rod.